Right. The president primarily talking about the achievements of his first year in office, specifically the tax policy, which was the last thing to pass just in the nick of time before the first of the year. And, of course, accrediting a lot of the success of the stock market to hopes about tax policy changes, which indeed he did get. Let's talk to a man who was instrumental in formulating the tax changes that we will be living under now and for the foreseeable future. Art Laffer, former Reagan economic advisor and Laffer Associates chairman. Congratulations to you, Art. A lot of this is your baby.
Thank you, David.
There are a couple of things that remain, and for you and I to look at it, we can only think what could have happened in terms of a sweeping tax reform. If it was as sweeping as you and I would have liked, we wouldn't have these tax loopholes. And there are these loopholes that remain. Of course, the carried interest is something that a lot of people have heard about, but there's also something called a conservation easement. I had to look this up. You'd heard of it before, you told me, but you take a worthless piece of property, you get some appraiser to jack up its value by about 10 times, you agree not to put any kind of property, any kind of construction project on top of this property, and then if you invest in it, you get $4 deduction on your taxes for every dollar that you invest. This just shows how distorted the tax code is still and remains even after these changes.
Very true. I mean, there are hundreds of these things, David, that exist in the tax codes, and they've existed there forever and ever. The only person I've seen who proposed getting rid of all of these was Jerry Brown in 1992. I worked with him. We got rid of all deductions, exemptions, exclusions. We got rid of the personal income tax, the corporate tax, the dividend tax, the capital gains, all Medicare, Medicaid, all payroll taxes, all federal taxes, and put in two flat rate taxes, one on business net sales and one on personal unadjusted gross income. With those two taxes alone, no deductions, exemptions, exclusions, you paid taxes on the first dollar to the last dollar, the same rate. You could more than match all federal revenues with a flat tax of 12% on each. It's just amazing. That's the type of system we should be shooting for. That's the North Star. And that's what we should be trying to do. But let me just say, Trump's tax bill is great. I do not want to let the best be the enemy of the good. It's wonderful.
There is still room for part two, right? And I imagine you're working on it right now.
Oh, I am working on it all of my life. That's what I do.
So what would be in part two?
Well, you get rid of a lot of the deductions, exemptions, and exclusions and tax credits, and in their stead, lower tax rates. And in fact, you can do a lot of those, just the 501c3 deductions alone. I don't know, what are they, $4 trillion a year, $400 billion a year? I think it's $400 billion. You've got lots of other ones. You've just named one before, the conservation credits. You've got tons and tons and tons of others of these that should be gotten rid of in exchange for lowering rates, not in exchange for higher revenues, in exchange for lowering rates and more output, more employment, more production.
But, Art, it takes political will to get rid of these things. And as we saw with carried interest, the lobbyists on K Street won that battle in this round.
But they didn't in 1986, David. It was called the showdown at Gucci Gulch. They all came in with their please special favors, and Moynihan and Packwood, with a bottle of scotch, slammed it on the table, said to heck with all of them. We're getting rid of every one of these, and we're lowering the rate down to 28% and 15%. Those were the only two tax brackets. We went from 14 brackets to 2. We lowered the corporate rate from 46 to 34, and we brought down the highest marginal income tax rate to 28%.
But you mentioned Moynihan, Daniel Patrick Moynihan, who was one of those Democrats that, frankly, I don't see anymore. Are there any Democrats that are willing to do what he did in terms of trying to get rid of the special interests?
Yes, I think there are a lot of Democrats who are willing to do that. You know, Daniel Patrick Moynihan at that moment, at that time, at that place was wonderful. Other times he wasn't very good. So, you know, each one of these senators and congressmen amongst the Democrats and Republicans can, in a moment of sparkling clarity, become great. All the other times they can just give it away and do other stuff. You know, these people need to have the type of leadership that I think we might now be getting, and be able to really do a major, major change in the tax codes in his second term, or maybe in his third or fourth year of this term.
Well, they also need the spark and the optimism and the enthusiasm of Art Laffer. I hope you're willing to tread inside the Beltway in order to get that done.
Oh, I love doing this, David. I mean, what could be a greater goal than to make the tax system fairer, better, and more efficient for the people of America?
I'm with you,
I can't
Art.
think of any objective I could like to do more than that, David, except possibly be with you.
Well, I'm glad you're willing to wade into the swamp to get it done. Art Laffer, great to see you, my friend. Thank you very
sir.
much. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.